Have you ever set your alarm for 5 a.m. with big goals in mind, only to press snooze and wake up at 8 feeling disappointed in yourself? Maybe you've heard that successful people wake up early. Maybe you've tried it once, twice, even 10 times, and every time you fall back into the same routine, you tell yourself, I'm just not a morning person. I need my sleep. But what if I told you that the very first hour of your day can decide the direction of your entire life? What if one ordinary man's journey could prove that your future is shaped before the sun even rises? This is the story of a man who had nothing until 5 a.m. became his greatest advantage. Stay with me until the end, because this story might be the wake-up call you didn't know you needed. In a small industrial town where factories never slept, there lived a 32-year-old man named Thomas. Thomas worked as a night security guard at a textile warehouse. Every evening at 8 p.m. he reported for duty. Every morning at 6 a.m. drained and exhausted, he walked home to sleep. His pay barely covered survival. He lived in a cramped, one-room apartment with a broken fan, a thin mattress on the floor, and a flickering bulb that struggled when the electricity dipped. His clothes were worn, his shoes were torn, but worse than the physical struggle was what he felt inside. He felt stuck every morning. As Thomas walked home through the quiet streets, he passed glowing windows and saw pieces of other people's lives, families eating breakfast together, children getting ready for school, men in clean shirts heading to offices, and the same thought haunted him every day. Is this all my life will ever be? He tried to change. He applied for better jobs, but with only a high school education, doors kept closing. He wanted to learn new skills, but after working all night, his body could only collapse into sleep. Once a week, his mother would call from the countryside. Thomas, my son, when will things get better for you? I'm getting old. I want to see you succeed before I go. He always replied with forced optimism, soon mama, I'm working on it. But deep down he knew the truth. He wasn't lazy, he worked hard every single night. But hard work alone wasn't changing anything. He was running fast, in the wrong direction. Every morning, as he fell into bed around 7 a.m. and slept until late afternoon, it felt like his life was moving backward while the world moved ahead. One thought refused to leave him. There has to be another way. One cold Tuesday morning in November, just as Thomas was finishing his shift, his phone rang. It was his sister. Thomas, come home. Mama collapsed. She's in the hospital. His heart sank. He boarded the first bus back to his village, a 3-hour ride that felt endless. At the small rural clinic, he found his mother weak but conscious. The doctor explained she had fainted from exhaustion and stress. She needed rest, medication, and better nutrition, things they could barely afford. Holding his hand, she whispered, my son, I don't have much time left. Please don't waste your life the way I wasted mine. Find a way. Promise me. Something inside Thomas broke, but not with sadness. With anger at his helplessness. He stepped outside the clinic. The sky was still dark. It was 5 a.m. The village slept, while a few farmers quietly walked toward their fields. Birds began to sing. The air was calm and cold. Standing there in the early dawn, Thomas made a decision. No more, he whispered. I won't live like this. No matter what it takes, I will change my life. On the bus ride back to town, Thomas noticed a man sitting across from him, well-dressed, calm, reading a book. He recognized him instantly. Mr. Chun, a successful businessman who owned several shops in town. What surprised Thomas wasn't the man, it was the time. 6 a.m. gathering courage. Thomas spoke. Excuse me, sir, why are you on such an early bus? Mr. Chun smiled. Because I wake up at 4:30 every morning. I read, think, and plan my day before the world wakes up. But don't you need sleep? Thomas asked. I sleep at 9 p.m., 7.5 hours. That's enough. Mr. Chun studied Thomas's tired face. You work nights? Yes. Security guard. And when do you sleep? Usually from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mr. Chun nodded. So you're awake when the world sleeps, and asleep when the world builds. No wonder you feel stuck. Then he leaned closer. The hours between 5 and 7 a.m. are magic hours. That's when you create your future while others are still dreaming. Hope stirred inside Thomas. How? I work all night. Then change your sleep. Sleep when you get home. Wake earlier. Survive on less for now. And when you can change jobs, wake at 5 a.m. always. He wrote his number on a card. If you're serious, call me, but only if you're ready for discipline. Thomas looked at the card and made a promise to himself the next day. For the first time in years, Thomas was awake during daylight. He met Mr. Chun at a small cafe. Mr. Chun nodded with approval. Most people talk, you acted. He drew a simple house in a notebook. Your life is like this house, dark, unstable because you never work on the foundation. The hours from 5 to 7 a.m. are foundation time. 2 hours a day, 14 hours a week, 700 hours a year. That's nearly 3 extra months every year that most people sleep away. Then came the system. Hour 1, build skills. Hour 2, build. Body and mind, no excuses. No negotiation. Sleep by 9 p.m. The first weeks will hurt, but after 90 days, this becomes who you are. Do this for 3 months, Mr. Chun said. Then come back. The next morning, Thomas's alarm screamed at 5 a.m. Every part of him wanted to quit, but he remembered his mother, so he stood up. The first week was brutal. At 5 a.m. he watched free Excel and accounting tutorials. At 6 a.m. he walked through silent streets. Then he slept, worked, repeated. By day 20, something changed. He woke before his alarm. His mind sharpened. His confidence grew by month. 3. He applied his skills at work. He built systems no one else had. On day 87, he was offered a new job. Day shift. Double salary. 1 year later, Thomas was leading the accounting department. His mother lived with him. His life had direction, and every morning still he woke at 5 a.m. Not because he had to, but because that's where his future was built. And now, the question is yours. Will you wake up tomorrow at 5 a.m. or will you press snooze and stay the same? Your future is waiting on the other side of that alarm clock. Don't make it wait.